Hello and welcome back. So in this video, we are going to solve two more questions of patterns and sequences from past paper of O levels. This is a question from past paper of year November 2020, paper 1 variant 2, and that is question number 20 of that paper. So as we can see, it involves a diagram and there are three patterns given. It's stated the diagram shows a sequence of patterns. Each pattern has one more row and two more dots in each row than the pattern before it. In pattern 1, we can see there are two rows, and in pattern 2, there are three rows, while in pattern number 3, there are four rows. So the in next pattern, the number of rows will be 5, and two more dots in each row means that there is one dot in a row of pattern 1. In a row of pattern 2, there are 3 dots, and in a row of pattern 3, there are 5 dots. So in a row of pattern number 4, there will be 7 dots as it stated. On the diagram, draw the pattern number 4. So we have already figured out that there will be 5 rows and each row will contain 7 dots. So first, there are 5 rows and there are 7 dots in each row. So we have to complete the diagram over here. And let us move to part B. It stated complete the table for the first 4 patterns in this sequence. So first it is the pattern number, then it is the number of rows, and as we see the number of rows is one more than the pattern number. So the number of rows for fourth pattern will be 5. Then it is the number of dots in each row, and we can see that they are increasing by 2. So the number of dots in third pattern will be 5, and the number of dots in fourth pattern will be 7, the dots in each row. Then it is the total number of dots, and as we can see that the total number of dots will be the product of number of rows and the number of dots in each row. So the first two are filled, like 2 times 1 it is 2, 3 times 3 is 9, then it is 4 times 5 which is 20, and 5 times 7 it is 35. And if the number of rows is p and the number of dots in each row is q, then the total number of dots shall be pq. In the second part of B, it said find an expression in terms of n for p. So we have to figure out the value of p in terms of n. As we can see that p is one more than n. So I can say that it is n plus 1, because we know p is the number of rows and it is one more than the pattern number. When the pattern was 1, the number of rows were 2. In second pattern, the number of rows were 3. In third pattern, the number of rows were 4, and same goes on. Then it stated find an expression in terms of n for q. We know q is the number of dots in each row, and as it is represented by the sequence 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on. As we see, it is a linear sequence with a common difference of 2, so we can find its nth term by using the formula for linear sequence a plus d times n minus 1, where a is 1, the first term, plus d is 2 times n minus 1, and when I simplify it becomes 2 times n minus 1. 2n minus 1 is the number of dots in each row represented by the q. Then it stated find an expression in terms of n for the total number of dots in pattern n. As we know, the total number of dots in pattern n is the product of number of rows with the number of dots in each row. It is pq, and we have figured out the values of p and q over here. So it shall become n plus 1 times 2n minus 1, and there is no need to expand this expression because it is worth 1 mark only. So that was one question of patterns. Let us deal with another question. So here is another question. It is from June 2021, paper 1, variant 1, and it is question 14 of that paper. In A part, it stated, this is the term to term rule for a sequence. Multiply by 2 and add 3. The first three terms of the sequence are 1, 5, and 13. Write down the next term of this sequence. Remember, this is the term to term rule for the sequence. So, in order to generate the next term, it will be 13 times 2, which becomes 26, and then we add 3 to it, so it becomes 29. 29 is the next term of this sequence. Then it stated, this is the term to term rule for a different sequence. It is square and subtract 5. The second and third term of the sequence are -1 and -4. Write down the fourth term in this sequence. So as we know, it stated, we are to find the fourth term of this sequence. Let's say that A is the first term of the sequence, then second term is -1, the third term is -4, and in order to figure out the fourth term, we will follow the term to term rule, which states, square the number, like it will become -4 square and subtract 5. So it shall become 16 minus 5, which becomes 11. So 11 should be the fourth term of this sequence. And it stated, write down the two possible values of the first term of this sequence. So in order to figure out the first term of this sequence, from the second term, we will reverse these operations. We will reverse subtraction with the addition. We will add 5 and reverse square with the square root. Term to term rule for the previous term shall become add 5 and square root. So it will become -1 plus 5, which becomes 4, and when we take square root of 4, it is positive and -2. So the two possible values of first term are -2 and +2. So these two could be the two possible values of first term of this sequence. So these were the two questions we discussed today from the O level past papers. In coming video, we will be discussing some questions from IGCSE past papers.